Imagine holding a pencil, sipping a Coke, fastening a jacket, or sticking a note, and unknowingly holding centuries of human ingenuity in your hands. These ordinary objects, they're not just functional, they're time capsules of innovation, shaped by necessity, serendipity, and vision. Why does it matter? Because understanding their past can change how we see the world today and spark new ideas for the future. Take the pencil. Its origins stretch back to ancient Egypt, long before it became a classroom staple. The Coca-Cola bottle, it was designed to fit in the human hand, inspired by a tropical fruit. And the zipper. Once ridiculed, now indispensable. Each object tells a story of trial, error, and breakthroughs we take for granted. What else is hiding in plain sight? Let's uncover the genius behind the ordinary and see how the everyday shapes the extraordinary. Long before the graphite pencil found its place on school desks, scribes in ancient Egypt were using reed pens filled with carbon-based ink to record trade, history, and religious texts. These early tools, though rudimentary, laid the foundation for written communication as we know it. Fast forward to the 16th century, and a chance discovery in England, graphite deposits in Cumbria, led to the creation of the first solid writing sticks. Wrap some string around it, and you had a primitive pencil. By the 18th century, the modern pencil began to take shape, with the first factory-produced pencils emerging in Germany. Meanwhile, in the early 20th century, Coca-Cola's designers drew inspiration from the Coco de Leon fruit to craft the brand's now iconic contoured bottle. Just as the pencil evolved from necessity, so too did design merge function with form. As we trace the pencil's journey, it becomes clear that even the simplest objects carry centuries of innovation. Let's explore how one such object, the zipper, transformed everyday life. In 1564, a black mineral was uncovered in Borrowdale, England, and its true potential remained hidden for years. Local shepherds used it to mark their sheep, but it wasn't until 1584 that the first pencils were crafted by wrapping the graphite in leather. By the 1600s, German inventors began mixing graphite with clay to create a more manageable writing tool, laying the foundation for the pencils we use today. Meanwhile, across the globe, ancient Egyptians were using reed brushes and charcoal to write on papyrus, a precursor to modern writing instruments. Fast forward to the 20th century, and Coca-Cola designers drew inspiration from the Coco de Leon fruit to create their now iconic contoured bottle in 1915. This blend of nature and engineering helped secure the brand's identity. As we explore how everyday objects evolve, consider the next item you might take for granted and the centuries of innovation behind it. In 1915, Coca-Cola faced a problem: counterfeit bottles flooding the market. To combat this, the company turned to a unique source of inspiration: the Coco de Leon fruit. This exotic, contoured gourd became the blueprint for the now iconic Coca-Cola bottle, a design so distinct it was granted a U.S. patent as a contour bottle. The curvaceous silhouette was not just artistic, it was functional, making it nearly impossible to replicate. By the 1920s, it had become one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. Consider the pencil, by contrast, which evolved over millennia from simple graphite sticks to the hexagonal wooden design we use today. Or take the zipper, initially dismissed in the 1890s, but later embraced by fashion designers in the 1920s. Each object carries a hidden story of innovation. As we shift focus, let's explore another everyday item with a surprisingly complex past. In 1893, Whitcomb Judson patented a fastening device he called the clasp locker, a precursor to the modern zipper. Despite its mechanical ingenuity, it failed to catch on. Early versions were awkward, prone to jamming, and lacked the sleek functionality we now take for granted. It wasn't until the 1920s that fashion designers began incorporating zippers into clothing, transforming them from industrial oddities into everyday essentials. One striking case was B.F. Goodrich, who used zippers in rubber boots in 1933, calling them the invisible shoelace. By the 1940s, zippers were everywhere, from military uniforms to evening gowns. Consider how far this simple mechanism has come. Today, billions of zippers are produced annually, with over 100 million used in the U.S. alone each year. Just like the pencil or the paperclip, the zipper's journey from skepticism to ubiquity reveals how design and necessity shape the objects we rely on daily. As we turn to another overlooked marvel, let's consider how a single idea can redefine an entire industry. Before the modern paperclip became a desk staple, it cycled through dozens of designs. One early version, the Bowie clip, used a single metal strip bent into a double loop, efficient but prone to slipping. The breakthrough came in 1899 when Norwegian Johan Voller patented a design that closely resembled today's standard. But it wasn't until the gem manufacturing company in Britain refined the shape in the late 19th century that the design took off. The gem clip used less material and held papers more securely, making it ideal for mass production. By 1900, it had largely replaced earlier models in offices across Europe. Interestingly, the same period saw the zipper's invention in 1893, another fascinating innovation that initially struggled to gain traction. Just like the zipper, the paperclip's success hinged on practicality and refinement. With its design set, the paperclip was ready to become an office essential, and its story wasn't over yet. In 1968, a scientist at 3M named Spencer Silver tried to create a strong adhesive, but instead ended up with something far weaker, so weak it never fully hardened. At the time, it seemed like a dead end. But a few years later, a colleague had an idea. What if this low-tack adhesive could be used to make repositionable notes? The result? The Post-it note, a product that would become a global staple. By 1980, Post-it notes were available in stores nationwide, and today, 14 billion are sold annually. This accidental breakthrough shows how innovation often comes from unexpected places. Consider the zipper, too, developed in 1893, but only embraced by fashion designers in the 1920s, proving that timing is as crucial as invention. Just like Silver's glue, many everyday objects began as overlooked ideas. As we turn the page, let's explore another object hiding a surprising origin story. The balance between form and function has shaped the evolution of everyday objects in unexpected ways. Consider the pencil, whose origins trace back to ancient Egypt, where scribes used a rudimentary form of graphite to mark papyrus. Over centuries, design and utility intertwined, leading to the standardized pencil we recognize today. Take Coca-Cola's bottle as another case in point. Its unique contour design, inspired by the Coco de Leon fruit, wasn't just an aesthetic choice. It was a practical one, allowing consumers to identify the bottle by touch alone. This fusion of nature and industrial design became a defining feature of the brand. Early inventions often faced resistance too. The zipper, patented in 1893, was initially dismissed as impractical until fashion designers in the 1920s saw its potential. These stories reveal how objects we take for granted were once experimental, shaped by both necessity and creativity. As we move forward, the next scene will explore how cultural shifts have influenced design choices. The pencil, a tool we often take for granted, has roots stretching back to ancient Egypt, where scribes used carbon-based ink to record history. But it wasn't until the 16th century in England that the modern pencil began to take shape, evolving through centuries of refinement. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola's bottle design, now instantly recognizable, was crafted in 1915 by a root candy maker inspired by the Coco de Leon fruit. This design wasn't just artistic, it was functional, preventing counter workers from memorizing the shape and shortchanging customers. Take the zipper, for instance. Invented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson, it was initially dismissed as unnecessary until the 1920s, when designers like Claire McCardell made it a fashion essential. These objects, born from specific needs, gradually transformed into symbols of culture and convenience. As we continue, we'll see how even the simplest items carry stories of innovation and adaptation. In 1968, a 3M scientist named Spencer Silver was trying to create a powerful adhesive when he stumbled upon something entirely different: a glue that was strong enough to stick, yet weak enough to peel off cleanly. This moderately sticky substance, initially dismissed as a failed experiment, found its true purpose years later when another researcher used it to create the first Post-it note. The product was so intuitive that 3M employees began using it internally before it even reached store shelves. Consider the zipper, too. Patented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson, it was ridiculed as impractical until fashion designers in the 1920s reimagined it for garments. These breakthroughs didn't emerge from calculated plans, but from unexpected moments of insight. As we look closer, it becomes clear that many of the objects we rely on today were born not from precision, but from chance. The next scene explores how wartime innovation shaped modern life. The zipper, now a staple in wardrobes worldwide, was once dismissed as a novelty. Invented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson, it was marketed as a boot fastener, but faced ridicule for being unreliable. It wasn't until the 1920s that fashion designers like Claire McCardell began incorporating zippers into garments, transforming their perception. By the 1940s, they had replaced buttons and hooks in everything from jeans to coats. Similarly, Coca-Cola's bottle design, introduced in 1915, was crafted to be unmistakable. Inspired by the Coco de Leon fruit, the contour bottle became a symbol of brand identity, blending artistry with function. These objects, once overlooked or misunderstood, found their place through cultural shifts and creative vision. Their journeys reflect how acceptance often follows curiosity and innovation. As we turn to the next chapter, consider how even the simplest items carry complex histories waiting to be uncovered. Consider the Coca-Cola bottle, its curvaceous form inspired by the Coco de Leon fruit. In the 1910s, designer Earl R. Dean blended organic elegance with industrial precision, creating a silhouette so distinctive it remains trademarked today. This wasn't just a design choice, it was a cultural statement, merging nature with mass production. Take the zipper, patented in 1893 by Whitcomb L. Judson. Though initially used in boots and tobacco pouches, it wasn't until the 1920s that designers like Claire McCardell transformed it into a fashion essential. The zipper's rise mirrored the era's embrace of practicality and modernity. These objects aren't just tools or products, they're time capsules. Their shapes, materials, and functions echo the priorities and creativity of their times. As we move to the next object, we'll uncover how a single accident changed office life forever. The objects we take for granted today often hide stories of trial, error, and unexpected breakthroughs. Take the zipper, patented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson. It was initially dismissed as impractical until the 1920s, when fashion designers saw its potential and transformed it into a wardrobe essential. Similarly, the adhesive behind Post-it notes was the result of a failed experiment. In 1968, 3M scientist Spencer Silver created a weak, reusable glue that didn't harden. Decades later, a colleague realized its perfect use for temporary notes. These innovations remind us that even the most ordinary items are born from curiosity and persistence. As we move forward, new materials and technologies will reshape the tools we use daily. Yet, the spirit of invention remains unchanged. The next time you pick up a pencil or fasten a jacket, remember, the future may look different, but it's still built on the same human spark that shaped the past. Consider the pencil. Its origins trace back to ancient Egypt, where reeds were used to mark papyrus. Fast forward to the 16th century, and graphite sticks wrapped in leather became the first true pencils. Then, in 1795, France's revolutionary government funded a factory to produce the modern pencil, a tool that would outlive empires. Take the zipper, patented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson. Initially dismissed as impractical, it wasn't until the 1920s that designers like Claire McCardell transformed it into a symbol of modern fashion. These objects are not just functional, they are stories of perseverance and ingenuity. Each one carries a legacy of human curiosity and problem-solving. The next time you pick up a pencil or fasten a jacket, remember the centuries of thought and trial behind it. If you found this journey through the ordinary into the extraordinary intriguing, be sure to follow for more stories hidden in plain sight.